Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is January 7th, 2026, and the top cryptocurrency news is as follows. We'll start today's episode with something to look forward to from the US next week. Namely, US senators met on Tuesday to resume talks on the cryptocurrency bill that will determine the market structure for digital assets. This was delayed because the US was shut down for over 40 days, as you know from Crypto News. However, now they will start discussing it again. Moving on, let's go to our ETFs. With full data as of January 5th, Bitcoin spot ETFs were at plus $697 million. We had to see numbers like that for 3 whole months to understand, because Bitcoin started to rise and reached $94,000. However, because it made a red candle yesterday, we now have $470 million in outflows excluding BlackRock. For our ETFs, however, I also want to let you know that Morgan Stanley, a very large company, has filed an S1 with the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, for a Bitcoin and Solana spot ETF. So another giant is entering the crypto space. Moving on to our ETFs, we'll turn to Bittensor, which is up 27% on the 7-day chart. The reason is the news from Grayscale, which didn't issue an ETF, but a Grayscale Bittensor Trust, which, as we know from Crypto News, Grayscale will be turning into an ETF in the future. So everyone is buying now so they can get in on the action when Grayscale becomes an ETF. Moving on to our ETFs, we'll turn to SUI, and we'll turn to former CFTC Commissioner Brian Quintenz, who is now on the board of SUI. We have no idea what the person inside will do exactly, but we're talking about someone who knows US law like the back of his hand. As you can see, he's been involved in a lot of cryptocurrency discussions, so he's a very strong card for SUI in the US. Moving on, we're going to turn to Memecoin, which is doing very strong numbers, as we've already told Crypto News in the previous episode. And let me tell you that now we're going to turn to PumpSwap, which has a record trading volume of $1.2 billion. As you can see in this image, the DEX volume in the top left over a 24-hour period is at $1.2 billion. And that's remarkable because just the day before January 5th, their volume was at $2.98 million. There's no specific coin that's causing all this panic. The overall Memecoin market on Solana seems to be growing, and for the last part of our day, we're going to turn to Canaan, which has started a pilot program where it will use the heat from its Bitcoin mining machines to grow tomatoes. This is a pilot project, meaning it is currently in a testing phase, but it shows another way to use Bitcoin mining beyond heating homes or hot tubs. Now we can also grow tomatoes, if that works. And it's time to go to our favorite cryptocurrency market, with Bitcoin sitting at $92,000. The positive, if you want price news, is that it's touching our support, so if it makes a rebound and goes up, we've made it to support, and maybe Bitcoin can go higher. But of course, we can go back to that first channel. That wraps up the top news for crypto today, January 7th, 2026. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only, and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.